That's what you prayed for. You've been like, please give me customers, give me, like you said, let it rain. Some months were better than others. And it was this anxiety that was building in me. And I really had to get into my faith.
Everything's still good. I still feel connected.
Yeah.
I have love in my life.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. You gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
We talked a while ago about when you started to do YouTube and the leads really started to pour in, and you were getting, and you probably still do, whatever, 100 leads per day. What was your reaction to that? I mean, because to me, that would, if I all of a sudden got 100 leads, 100, and they're unqualified, they're just leads, they're just in their rawest form.
Right.
But I mean, 100 a day, I mean, I'm not sure. First of all, I'd go, oh yeah, we're on Easy Street, baby.
Right.
But then you look around and there's 3 of you.
Yeah.
Or 5 or 10, whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, how do you? What was your kind of reaction to? Wow, this really works. Was it, we're going to be billionaires and this is all going to work, or now we got to get to work? I mean,
it's definitely you got to get to work. It's definitely you have to get to work. So you're really happy at first because obviously in your business, that's what you prayed for. You've been like, please give me customers, give me, like you said, let it rain. And then when it rains, you realize you're flooded. You don't have enough people to answer the phones. You don't have enough coaches. You don't have enough whatever to fulfill all of that.
And you don't want to lose those leads.
And you don't. And you ended up, I ended up, that's a loss of money. You know what I mean? Because those leads essentially are dollars for your business. And I lost tons of money not being prepared, not ready for the scale of how fast it could grow. I mean, at one point we got like 100 leads a month, and then it went to, like 50 a day. You know what I mean? So it like quadrupled from one month to the next, and it just kept growing. And so it was actually a really hard thing to deal with, but having too many leads is the best possible problem you can have for your business. You know what I mean? So it's bittersweet, as you would say. It's not, you're overwhelmed, you're a little bit afraid, you're like, oh my gosh, we need to hire more people, we need more this, we need more that, but at the same time, it's what you prayed for, so you deal with it.
It's being answered in abundance.
Correct.
Now you mentioned praying for it, so let's transition to that briefly.
Okay.
Is that just something you say?
No.
Or is faith a part of who you are and part of your success?
I definitely think it's a part of my success and who I am now. I didn't grow up as a religious or faith-filled person. However, as I've transformed into the entrepreneur that you see today, faith and just being grounded in God and knowing that there is a God and that it's a powerful impact on my life has really helped me through so much of it. There's a lot of anxiety that I was having once I quit my job and transition to entrepreneur. So again, I'm raised as this person. You have to have a job. You need to be working. You get used to that salary that comes every 1st and the 15th. You're just used to that year after year. This is when my paycheck comes.
Well, and the benefits.
Right.
I mean, the insurance and all the other stuff that comes with that.
I need medical insurance. I need dental insurance and all of that programming. And so when I quit, even though I'm making money, I wasn't making as much money, of course. You don't quit your job. I'm not going to lie to everybody. I was like, I quit my job and I was making the same money I made, at my job. No. No, I was making enough money to sustain myself. That's why I was able to quit. But at the same time, it was a dip and there was ebbs and flows. Some months were better than others. And it was this anxiety that was building in me. And I really had to get into my faith. I really had to find strength. I had to start reading. I started going to church. I started going to, going to all these different conferences. I walked on glass. I walked on fire. I got baptized. I've been to retreats. I was going to do ayahuasca where I doing all of these. I have never done that one, but I was all of these different retreats helping me deal with the fear of being an entrepreneur. I just had so much fear that I had to get past, and it was a process.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't know it by talking to you. But
right.
I mean, so when you look back at some of those things, I mean, you're saying things that make me giggle, like, oh, walk on coals and on glass. Like, is that a scam?
It is not. It is not. It is so...
I mean, I can imagine it's liberating.
Exactly.
And it's got to be cool to say, wow, I did that. I never thought I could.
Correct.
But
it's about facing fears. It's about doing things that are different. So when I say my faith, I like I said, I started going to church. I literally joined a church. I had never, ever had really been to church, a little bit when I was a kid, this, that, and the other. But I'm going there, and all of a sudden, I'm realizing there's this camaraderie between the churchgoers. These people are very supportive. I'm hearing it differently. That's another thing, too. I think I was so, like, literal with the Bible that I couldn't see past what the true messages were.
Yeah.
And really opening my mind to, I can be centered, I can get connected to God, I can get connected to a higher power that's inside of me. That's, those thoughts just didn't exist. And it's like I needed to break those things down to really become an entrepreneur. Like even just to become an entrepreneur and stay and not run back to a salary.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. Well, there's no question that, when you have a belief in a higher power, whatever your divinity may be, or however shape or form or beast or whatever it may be, that it does provide an anchor and a foundation. And it puts family and those things in perspective and what really matters. So that if the inevitable ebbs and flows occur in business, you have a constancy going forward. And you have that context of everything's still good. I still feel connected. I have love in my life.
I have this great family. These principles about gratitude. It's almost like I didn't realize how abundant I could be if I was more grateful for what I had. And those type of principles that are just at the core of any religion. And again, no preference over anyone. This is not what that's about. But just knowing that and getting grounded in just the basic principles of what you're doing. It really helped a lot.
Oh, that's great.
What a great episode. I hope you really learned a lot. Are you interested in starting your own YouTube channel from the same person that helped me reach YouTube stardom? Well, you can. Go to 𝗵𝐴HeroStudios.com and make sure you tell Nate Woodbury, my YouTube creator, that Noelle Randall referred you. Be the Hero Studios has helped me so much in my career with YouTube. He's given me strategy, he's helped me with recording, and he's even coached me on how to do YouTube in a very successful way. Go to 𝗵𝐴HeroStudios.com, fill out an application, and check it out. You can start your new YouTube channel with the help of the same person that helped me. I just want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle. To your success.
Can a person successfully run their own business while still having a job?
That's a formula for disaster. It's not going to work. I tried it.
Put all of your eggs into your basket.
Correct. Correct.